We are now joined by Austin Hill, driver of the number 21 Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. If you have a question, please raise your hand, and we will get a mic over to you as soon as possible. We'll start with Zach, and then go to Jim.
Zach Sterniolo, NASCAR.com. Austin, congratulations on announcing you re-signing with Richard Childress Racing. What made that the right decision for you at this time?
Yeah, I mean, really the past, I guess, 2 or 3 months, there's been a lot going on outside of racing. I've been talking with a lot of different teams, potentially going cup racing, this and that. And it actually came very close to going cup racing. At the end of the day, Richard made it pretty tough on me, just because of the man he is and, everything that we've done last season and this season together. I'm very, very loyal to a fault. And, I think that Richard and I, we share the same values. We like doing the same things, and it makes it really easy to work for somebody like Richard Childress when, you do the same things together. We went hunting last year together. We're going hunting again this season in between Martinsville and Phoenix. So there's a lot of things outside of just driving the race car that just made sense to me, and that's one of the reasons why it made it really, at the end of the day, an easy decision for me to stay here with RCR and to kind of keep building that momentum with them going forward, and hope to get to do it for a really long time. And it's really, really nice to see that we're doing a multi-year deal, and I can sleep better at night knowing what my future looks like for at least the next few years.
We'll go to Jim.
JimMutterMotorsport.com. Along those lines, Austin, your multi-year deal, does that necessarily mean that you'll be competing in Xfinity for multiple years, or how is it structured? Where is there some opportunity for you possibly to do Cup at Richard Childress Racing?
So, next year it'll definitely be Xfinity for sure. Going forward after that, it all depends. If things open up, let's say that RCR is able to acquire a third charter or something like that, there's no telling what could happen. But as of right now, it is structured for Xfinity for the next 2 years. But there again, I mean, things can change in the way it's kind of structured and the contract and all. There's things that can obviously change, but we won't know those for now. Maybe at the end of next year we might have a better understanding of where we'll be. But honestly, I love running the Xfinity Series. I love racing the Xfinity cars. They're a lot of fun to drive. Slipping and sliding around in those things and stuff like that. So I'm really happy where I'm at right now. And I don't think it's anything where I need to have to rush it to go to Cup. If doors open over at RCR or something and we're able to, like I said, do like a third charter or something, then yeah, I'd be more than willing to try that and to go Cup racing. But I'm having a lot of fun right now where I'm at.
You've had the opportunity to dabble a couple races, like with Beard and so forth. Is that still open to you during this time if it comes up?
Yeah. So there's definitely options out there to try to run. If I can next year run, 5, 6, 7 Cup races next year, then that would be great to do. But as of right now, I don't have anything for next season or the season after as far as on the Cup side. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to at least kind of run some different various racetracks, not really run the same ones that I've been doing. How I've been doing the super speedways and that type of stuff. I'd like to, if we do run some Cup races next year, whether that's with Beard or wherever that is, I'd like to try to do some like 1.5 miles, maybe some short tracks, that type of thing. Just kind of dip my toes into those just to see how I like it.
We'll go to Dustin and then over here to Deb.
Dustin Albino, JC. Austin, you're in a pretty good battle here with John Hunter for the regular season championship. How much attention are you or have you been paying to that?
Well, I think that my team's probably looking at that a lot more than I am. Obviously, I know that if the 20 cars in front of me, I know it. I mean, I can see it on the racetrack. So, you know, if I see that the 20 is in front of me, I'm not panicking or anything inside the race car, but I do know that I'm losing some points to him at the end of these stages if he is ahead of me. So, you know, at the end of a certain stage, you know, if I see that he finished 2 or 3 spots in front of me, I know that I lost some points to him. But like I said, I'm not in panic mode or anything like that. The biggest thing for me is I know that I'm doing my job as long as I'm staying ahead of him and you know, the 7 and 00, you know, those guys. As long as I'm staying ahead of them, then I know that I'm doing my job. But at the end of the day, I mean, we're just trying to win races, trying to get stage wins because, you know, the stage points and all that and the bonus points that you get adds up, especially for when the playoffs start. So trying to rack up as many bonus points as we can going into the playoffs is kind of our biggest thing. So yeah, I mean, to your question, we are definitely looking at it, but I do think my team's probably monitoring it a little more than I am.
Go ahead, Deb.
Deb Williams, Auto Week. This is an off-track question, but parenting has always been a tough job, but now parents have to deal with social media. How do you teach your children to be responsible, and do you go back and show them anything that happened early in your career to say, hey, look, I shouldn't have done this, but this is what you need to do?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. For me, I mean, the easiest way for me to avoid all the social media stuff is don't really post on social media. That's kind of the easiest way to stay out of all the news, I guess. But I mean, yeah, I mean, there's definitely things that you just really got to think about stuff, you know, really think about the whole situation before you post something, before you like anything, before you retweet. And for me, the easiest way to avoid that is just to not do it, honestly. So it keeps me out of getting in trouble with sponsors or NASCAR or the race teams. So I try to keep it just racing related stuff. And other than that, I'm not one to post a lot on social media, so I'm probably not the best to answer that question.
Well, when I was growing up in a small town, my mother always said, be careful because you never know who's watching. And whatever I did always beat me home. She knew it as soon as I came through the door.
Yeah, no, for sure. And anything that you post or like on social media, somebody's going to screenshot it right away. So someone's always watching for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
We'll go to Chris on your left.
Chris9catchfans.com. Austin, is United Rentals and all your current partners returning with you in 2024?
Well, I mean, we're certainly hoping so. We're working on, for 2024, having all of our marketing partners signing back up with us, but at this time, we're still working on that.
Are there any final questions for Austin? All right, Austin. Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
luck this weekend.